As you guys shuffle the O-line, dealing with different groups of five, just how challenging is it to work with guys that you maybe don't have as many reps with beside you?
To be honest, I've been doing this since I first got here, and it's good for everybody to know what's going on. So therefore, it make the group better.
What have you seen from Bless Harris this spring?
Man, that boy know how to ball. Toward duty, I remember telling him, let him know like how Coach Atkins gonna be. Like he gonna be hard on us, and Bless is fit right in. I can tell he works on his technique. He understands what's going on. You can tell he played ball before.
What has been kind of the key for you this offseason? Like, what have you been kind of working on?
Everything. The plays don't really bother me as much. It's more technique and me having to fit my hands a certain way, understand leverage and what's going on, to be honest. And me also helping the young guys. Like today, Bryson was beside me today, and so I had to communicate with him. And, you know, when you mess up the O-line, you got to flush it. And, you know, I tell he got mad and he got frustrated with what was going on. But I was like, bro, we good, because at the end of the day, I messed up too, and I'm an older guy, and I just got to, you know, keep him going, because if I don't, then we're going to fall down, you know.
Appreciate how far this offensive line has come, specifically in maybe run blocking in the time you've been here.
Yeah, yes, sir. I could tell, though, because, you know, and Coach Atkins, he has it like MAs, corrections, and at the end he has better. And I'm telling you, this year we have a lot more better clips than what we had in the past.
When you're doing one-on-ones, who's the last guy you want to go face up against?
That's a good question. It's really, I say my boy Verse, because I'm still learning him, because I ain't blocked him. This is his first year with us, so it's like I'm having to understand what he got going on. Everybody got their own skill set, and it's more of understanding everybody's skill. Back then, when I first doing one-on-ones, I was just setting, not understand what I'm getting, bull rush, or they're going to swipe hands, stuff like that. So me, I'm having to understand what technique and what the defensive line going to do for me. So it's really everybody, to be honest.
What makes Jared so challenging?
It's not what's challenging, it's just understanding what he's doing. This is, I think, practice 12 or something like that, and it's kind of sad 'cause I'm still trying to figure him out, but we're going to get better, go back and watch film, understand what's going on. And I'm trying to take other stuff I see, like in NFL, like clips and stuff like that, to work on myself, because at the end of the day, I got to get what's best for me.
How different is Alex Atkins, the O-line coach, versus Alex Atkins, the offensive coordinator? Just him being elevated that position, and just your response to that?
Oh, he ain't different. He's still the same. He's the same person as that when I met him when I first got here. He's always going to challenge you. He's trying to make sure I can be the best that I could be, and that's all that matters.
So many new guys, you know, how important is it to have guys like you here that have been here a few years and kind of, you know, keep everything in line?
Because I know the ropes, kind of, because I know how Coach Norvell is. I know what he's expecting, and I'm telling the young guys, like, hey, keep going, because he ain't going to change for nobody. So if you want to slack, just know we're going to have up-downs at the end of practice. So me just being an older guy now, I remember being in their shoes, and now I'm having to step up. So it's a challenge right there, too.
For the young guys, what is the biggest adjustment in your mind? They first come from a high school program to here, and they're trying to learn on the fly. Obviously, they.
Oh, no matter what, hey, if you out there, it don't matter. Like, 'cause I remember when I was a freshman, I first got out there, and I was going against the ones. Coach Novell got on me. It don't matter what age you is. If you out there, you there to block. So I think that's the biggest challenge, because in high school, you the big fish. So it's like you feel like you good. You don't got to watch film as much. But now when you get here, you understand everybody good. So that's I think the biggest thing right there, to be honest.
We've seen a lot of guys at running back this spring. What have you kind of made of the rotation and just some of
Man, I'm going to tell you that I love my running backs, man. When we get that block for them, they gone. That means we finna go sit down. So I love they doing their job. I understand what Coach Yak going on. As long as we doing our job, they can do their job. So if we don't do our job, we don't want them to get hit. You know, that's the biggest thing. Just for like if we block for the quarterback, we don't want them to get hit and not see they coming. So we got to do our best to block the defender. That's the front of the ball.
We saw a long touchdown run from Trayshawn today. You feel like he's got more wiggle to him this spring?
Man, that ain't nothing new. That's Trayshawn. He gonna do his thing. You know, I can tell that we joke around in the locker room, and I'll be like, "Bro, you need to teach me some of them moves, man, 'cause he know what he's doing." You know, him one-on-one outside, I got him every time.
What do you think Atkins really? What do you think his priorities are for offensive linemen? Do you think he's looking for good footwork, speed, strength?
All that, but I'll say understand situation. You know, as a freshman, you don't understand that. Like in high school, you just playing ball, but when it's get third down and it's at the end of the game, and you gotta understand what's going on. We don't have one timeout. Back then, I didn't really understand that, but like now I'm getting older. Like, hey, we gotta communicate, 'cause that's the biggest key. And before we go off, like from the sideline, they tell us, hey, situation, be aware, know what's going on out there, and just don't be out there just running plays. 'Cause when it get close to the end of the game, you're not just running plays, you there to do your job for real.
So do those situations extend to like matchups? So if you're watching film for a upcoming opponent, are you watching what moves they're doing on a third down?
For sure, yes, sir. And sometimes, as O-line, we have certain calls that we can make for help. If say if a tackle's struggling a little bit with the DN, hey, we're gonna call trap or something like that. Have us, make sure that put us in the best situation, basically, because we know at the end that we got blocked for the quarterback, and you don't want to be the one to give up the sack when there's 2 minutes left of the game.
We got Trey Benson on the other side over here.